The CUKTECH 20 is a sleek and powerful power bank that's your ultimate on-the-go charger with a fantastic semi-transparent cylinder design. It offers super fast charging for laptops up to 140 watts and smartphones at up to 45 watts. With a massive 25,000 mAh battery, you can charge multiple devices simultaneously at up to 210 watts total. A smart digital display shows real-time battery and charging information at a glance, plus it's safe, air travel friendly being that it's under 100 watt-hours of capacity, and even has a low current mode for delicate devices like earphones. Now taking a look at the packaging, it does get you very excited for the power bank itself because it does share a similar design pattern. Everything is packaged beautifully, and there we go, nice and simple. Inside the box we have a user manual, a drawstring carrying bag, a 240 watt USB-C to USB-C charging cable. Now taking a look at the CUKTECH 20 itself, it does have a nice cylindrical design, and as you can see on the front we do have a semi-transparent area so you can actually see inside. Right above that we do have a simple button here that actually will activate everything, and as you can see the LED lights light up on the bottom and the screen lights up as well because the screen is actually going to give you all the information that you need as far as the power bank's concerned. Over on the side, as you can see, we do have 25,000 mAh of capacity, which is roughly 90 watt-hours of capacity, which if you're doing the math is under the 100 watt-hour limit for airline travel. And as you can see, we can charge at a total of 200 watts max at the same time using all of the included ports, which is fantastic. Then of course up here on top, we do have 3 USB ports, including 2 USB-C ports and 1 USB-A port. Now if you're only charging one device using one port, the USB-C 1 port, which is right here at the top, it has a max of 140 watts of output, which is perfect for any laptop. The second USB-C port down at the bottom is maxed out at 45 watts, which is good for lower power laptops and smartphones, and the USB-A port is maxed out at 30 watts total. Now if you want to use 2 USB ports at the same time, if you use both USB-C ports simultaneously, the top one will get you 65 watts and the bottom one will get you 45 watts max. If you use the top USB-C port and the USB-A port, we're looking at 65 watts from the USB-C port and 30 watts from the USB-A port. And then of course if you use the bottom USB-C port and the USB-A port simultaneously, we're looking at 45 watts from the bottom USB-C port and 30 watts from the USB-A port. And then of course if you want to use all 3 charging ports at the same time, we're looking at 65 watts from the top USB-C port, 45 watts from the bottom USB-C port, and 30 watts from the USB-A port. Now taking a look at the 1.54 inch TFT color display gives you all the information that you could possibly need about the power bank, including the current battery percentage of the power bank itself, all the way down to 2 decimal points. So right out of the box we have 62.34%. We're able to see both our total input and total output of power, as well as all the power being used by each individual port. And one of the cool things about it is right here where the CUKTECH logo is, once you have something plugged in, it'll actually show you how much battery life you have in time from the power bank if you continue to charge at the same rate. So for my first test, I have my iPhone 16 Pro Max plugged into the CUKTECH 20 all by itself with the USB-C port. As you can see, it is charging up very quickly at about 30 watts of power, but of course as the charge level increases, the iPhone starts drawing less power and it trickles down to about 18 watts of power as it reaches 50% in only 27 minutes, which is fantastic. It's perfect for when you need a quick charge because the charge is just as fast as if you had it plugged into an outlet in a wall. But of course, given that we have 3 ports, we're able to charge multiple things at the same time. So I have an Android phone here that I'll just plug in with USB-C as well. Okay, very good, charging up. And then I also have a pair of AirPods here that I'll plug in with USB-C. Charging up. So now as you can see, we have 3 devices charging at the same time. And like I was saying, the display is fantastic because not only do we see the current charge state of the CUKTECH 20, and it actually shows it in real time as it's dropping down, and it does show 2 decimal points of percentage, but we also see how much power we have left in hours and minutes. So as you can see, we have 19% battery left, and it'll deplete in about 37 minutes if we continue charging at the current rate with all 3 devices. We can see we're sending out a total output of about 21 watts, and we see it separated into each individual device. So USB-C port 1 going to my Android phone is charging at about 6 watts. We have the iPhone charging at about 12 watts on the second USB-C port, and the USB-A port is charging my AirPods at about 0.8 watts. That's just very cool, and I love that you're able to see all this information. And then of course, if we press the button, it actually brings us over to a little chart here with a graph so you can actually see the power spikes, and as it trickles down, pressing it one more time, we can actually choose to have the screen stay on or have it turn off. It's up to you. I like to have it on so I can see what's happening. But other than the screen, I really like this LED light strip right here that shows you that electricity is flowing, which looks very cool. But as you can see, I'm using all the ports to charge 2 smartphones and some AirPods, but you can also mix and match, use it to charge up 2 laptops at the same time as a smartphone, 3 smartphones, 2 smartphones, 2 laptops, 1 laptop and a smartphone and some headphones, whatever you want. The possibilities are really endless. It's pretty great. And the cool thing about charging up your phone is, for example, my iPhone 16 Pro Max, given its large battery, you're still able to fully charge this phone about 3 times from this power bank. That's great. I'll never run out of power on the go. Now I have the CUKTECH 20 power bank charging up on its own, and as you can see, it took roughly an hour and a half to get from 0 all the way up to 100%, so that is very impressive given the sheer massive size of the battery capacity at about 90 watt hours, or 25,000 milliamp hours. And on top of that, it only took about 20 minutes to get up to 40% charge, which is very impressive. And now that the CUKTECH 20 is 100% fully charged, I'm going to use one of my favorite features about this power bank, and that is to use it to power and charge my 16-inch MacBook Pro while I'm actively using it. The battery is currently at about 18%, so by the time I'm done editing this video, the battery should definitely be pretty much replenished. Alright, so now it's been about 50 minutes. I finished editing up my video, and as you know, video editing is a pretty demanding task that can completely deplete your battery, especially in a laptop when you're on the go. But the good news is, using the CUKTECH 20, my battery is currently at 61%, and keep in mind, it got up to 61% while I was using it, and the laptop was trying to drain the battery at the same time, which is very impressive. But with that being said, now that this is going on, my phone is actually a little bit dead, so at this point, might as well charge them both up, because why not? We can do that. So now I'm gonna get my phone plugged in, and we are now charging both devices, my iPhone 16 Pro Max as well as my 16-inch MacBook Pro. And if we look at the display of the CUKTECH 20, it looks like my 16-inch MacBook Pro is currently drawing 93 watts and my iPhone 16 Pro Max is drawing 25 watts, all at the same time for a total of 120 watts. Fantastic. So all in all, after using the CUKTECH 20 all day to charge up all my various devices, I can let you know that it is a very beautifully designed and powerful power bank that's great for taking on the go, and it's definitely going to be in my travel bags no matter where I go. Because remember, even if you're going on an airline, it's under the 100 watt hour limit, so you could take it on there without an issue. It literally does everything that I want it to do. It could charge up my iPhone by itself up to 3 times, and that's the Pro Max, which has a very large capacity battery, and it can also power my laptop when I'm on the go if I happen to not be near a power outlet and I need to get some work done, which always happens. Because think about it this way, not only was I able to charge my 16-inch MacBook Pro, but I was able to actually use it at the same time, because there are some power banks out there where the wattage isn't strong enough, so you can technically charge up your 16-inch MacBook Pro, but you're gonna have it turned off, otherwise the battery is gonna keep draining because it's not powerful enough to keep the charge going up while it's being used at the same time. This one had no issues whatsoever. And on top of that, there's nothing worse than a power bank that takes forever to recharge, because remember, we have a 90 watt hour battery in here, 25,000 milliamp hours. That could take a long time to charge, but we can charge it up to 110 watts going into the power bank to charge it up in no time, so you're ready to go. So for example, let's say I'm out and about, have no access to power anywhere. I have this fully charged, I use it on my 16-inch MacBook Pro to get some work done. This is completely depleted by the time I'm done because it's been hours. But once I do find some power, I can plug the CUKTECH 20 power bank in, get it charged up while I'm eating and having lunch and taking a break, and then be ready to be on my way once again without having to worry about running out of power. It's just simply amazing that it's able to charge devices really fast as well as charge itself super fast. Overall, the perfect travel power bank with a huge capacity, great design, and a lot of power.